welcome to Mindfulness Lists.
Chapter 10 of the Untethered Soul is titled, Stealing Freedom for Your Soul. The prerequisite to true freedom is to decide that you don't want to suffer anymore. Every day we bear a burden that we shouldn't be bearing. We fear that we aren't good enough or that we'll fail. As we try to have open and loving relationships, and as we try to succeed and express ourselves, there's an inner weight that we carry. This weight is the fear of experiencing pain, anguish, or sorrow. People don't understand how much they're suffering because they've never experienced what it's like not to suffer. To put this into perspective, imagine what it would be like if neither you nor anyone you know has ever been healthy. If that were the case, then people wouldn't know anything different. There would be no concept or understanding of health and vitality. That's exactly what's going on with mental and emotional energies that make up your psyche. You're either trying to stop suffering, controlling your environment to avoid suffering, or worrying about suffering in the future. You only notice that you're suffering when it gets worse than usual. To truly see this, compare your relationship with your mind to your relationship with your body. You only think about your body when there's a problem. In contrast, you think about your psychological well-being all the time. Look how often you think about how you're doing, whether you like things or not, and how to rearrange the world to please yourself. The only reason that you think about your psychological well-being so much is because it hasn't been okay for a long time. To end suffering, you must first realize that your psyche isn't okay. It's truly a gift to realize that you don't have to put up with it or protect it, your psyche. Pain isn't bad. It's how the body talks to you. When you overeat, you get a stomach ache. Your psyche is communicating through its universal language: fear, self-consciousness, jealousy, insecurity, anxiety. They're all fear. If you mistreat an animal, it becomes afraid. This is what has happened to your psyche. Just stop for a moment and see the job that you've given your mind to do. You said to your mind, I want everyone to like me. I don't want anybody to speak badly of me. I want everything I say and do to be acceptable and pleasing to everyone. I don't want anyone to hurt me. I don't want anything to happen that I don't like, and I want everything to happen that I do like. Then you said, now mind, figure out how to make every one of these things a reality, even if you have to think about it day and night. That's why the mind's so active. You gave it an impossible job to do. This is what has broken the psyche. The signs of your psyche breaking are underlying fear and incessant neurotic thoughts. This act of constantly worrying about yourself is a form of suffering. Your thoughts tend to focus on what's bothering you today. Your thoughts are about the problem, why it's bothering you, and what you can do about it. What you'll see is that your mind is always telling you that you have to change something outside in order to solve your inner problems. If I could just get that promotion, then I'd be fine. I'd feel good about myself, and I could get my life back together. Have you found that to be true? After you get the promotion, does that end all your insecurities and leave you financially satisfied for the rest of your life? All that happens is the next problem comes to the surface. The root of the problem is that you don't feel whole and complete within yourself. Now that we've seen what failure looks like, let's define success. Success regarding your psyche is comparable to health regarding your physical body. You should never have to figure out how to be okay, or how not to be scared, or how to feel loved. Imagine what fun life would be if you didn't have those neurotic personal thoughts going on within you. You could just live and experience your life instead of trying to use life to fix what's wrong inside of you. Your current relationship with your psyche is like an addiction. It's constantly making demands of you, and you've devoted your life to serving these demands. You're capable of ceasing the absurdity of listening to the perpetual problems of your psyche. Just live your life without getting uptight and worrying about it. You actually live life instead of fearing or fighting it. You can live a life completely free from the fears of your psyche. You just have to know how to do it. Let's take smoking as an example. The way you stop smoking is to stop putting cigarettes in your mouth. All other techniques are just ways that you think will help. If you do this, it's guaranteed that you will stop smoking. You use the same technique to get out of your psychological mess. You just stop telling your mind that it's its job to fix your personal problems. Your mind isn't qualified for that job. Fire it and let go of your inner problems instead. Whenever it starts up telling you what you should or shouldn't do in order to get the world to match your preconceived notions, don't listen. The truth is, everything will be okay as soon as you're okay with everything. All you have to do is stop expecting the mind to fix what's wrong inside of you. You're the one who's trying to use the analytical mind to protect yourself from the natural unfolding of life. When you see the mind telling you how to fix the world and everyone in it in order to suit yourself, just don't listen. The key is to be quiet. It's not that your mind has to be quiet, you be quiet. That's how you know about your thoughts. You're there watching them. Eventually you'll be able to just sit there quietly and consciously watch the mind. Once you reach that state, your problems with the mind are over. When you pull back behind the mind, you, the awareness, are not involved in the process of thinking. The mind runs because you're giving it power of your attention. Withdraw your attention, and the thinking mind falls away. Just watch the mind talk and keep relaxing, releasing, fall behind the noise. Just keep doing this with all those little things that come up each day. You'll soon see that your mind is constantly driving you crazy over nothing. Don't get involved in it, and don't try to stop it. Simply be aware that you're seeing it. That's how you get out. You just let it go. Begin this journey to freedom by regularly reminding yourself to watch your psyche. This will always keep you from getting lost in it. Because the addiction to the personal mind is a major one, you must set up a method to remind yourself to watch. Set up trigger points in your everyday activities of life, driving, working, eating, bathing, waking up, and going to sleep, etc., to help you remain in the seat of awareness. Ultimately, every change in your energy flow, whether it's agitation of the mind or shifts in the heart, will be what reminds you that you are back there noticing. The very thing that was holding you in is now helping you out. This path of letting go allows you to free your energies so that you can free yourself.
Eventually, time is an angel or devil, best friend or worst enemy. Great joy